I think 99% of the world's problems would be solved if females walked through life with their body count on their forehead.
When he is heavily investing time, energy, and money into you, and then he learns that you f***ed a guy that you met at a bar an hour ago and who ghosted you the next day, he's going to feel like a total schmuck for overpaying for something that you are obviously willing to sell for a fraction of the price.
And ladies, don't get started with the whole, oh, he's just being insecure thing. Maybe he is. You mean to tell me that you were willing to do XYZ in the bedroom with the supposed asshole narcissist that it didn't end up working out with? You're willing to do all that stuff with him, but with me, you're all timid about it? How was he able to slut you out better than I can? The only thing that tells me is that you are more attracted to him than you are with me.
So would you be with me if I'd slept with over 50 men? I'm a high-value woman, right? You said it yourself.
How can you be high value if 50 men have slept with you?
What if I've just been single for a long time?
No, unacceptable.
Why is it unacceptable?
Haram. A body count is probably the #1 most easiest way to judge the value of a female. I actually think that no, I'm going to say this. I think 99% of the world's problems, and no one's going to understand this, but if you can extrapolate, if you can listen to this statement and extrapolate it out towards society at large, I think 99% of the world's problems would be solved if females walked through life with their body count on their forehead. Because it would prevent all of the disintegration of morals. It would prevent so many things about the world.
But you know what? There's like a lot
and women would be like, to be with me as a man, I don't want to put another number on my forehead. You have to be a good man. They wouldn't stop fucking these idiots and stop being idiots. And all the idiocy would disappear. All the degeneracy would disappear. Families would return. Virgins meeting their first man, staying with him her whole life and being proud of it. Couldn't we go back to such a beautiful age? All we have to do is start putting numbers on girls' foreheads. We could fix everything.
He kind of has a point. Just think about this. Think about what the women's sexual revolution movement did. It removed consequences, supposedly. It removed the shame and punishment that women had to go through if they were considered hoes, if they did have high body counts and whatnot. It allowed women to just be free of worry. But that's the danger in having a high body count for women, is they think short term, right? Oh, it's just sex. It'll last, personally with me, 3 to 4 minutes on a good day. And then it's over. And then I move on with my life. And there are no consequences, right? Nobody knows about it. Since it was done in privacy, then we're good. And this is how weird women are. Even adult film actresses think that their actions, their public actions, all the DPs and the gangbangs, they think all that is just nothing. I was just at work. Yes, there's my whole, you count my body count up literally online, but they think it shouldn't prevent me from finding a good man in my life to take me seriously and put a ring on my finger. And they're going to think, oh, it's in my past. I was then, this is now. But how often do women recycle that in their head? That was then, this is now. Doesn't work out. That was then, this is now. You see how numbers begin to add up? Ladies, men don't want hoes. And if Andrew Tate couldn't get that point across to you, well, we're going to switch over videos and look at this other guy who could break down exactly what Andrew Tate just said in a not so misogynistic way. But before we do that, please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. I don't care what you say. You could say, I have a gap in my tooth. I'll live with that.
And the topic of today's short talk is why men care about a woman's sexual history. Most men on some level already understand the answer to this question. So this episode is specifically designed to help the women out there. So why are men so concerned about what you did in the past sexually with other men? The answer is actually complex and multifaceted. There are two general components. Here's how we can begin to approach an understanding. Ladies, have you ever had the experience, and I bet you have, of buying an expensive piece of clothing only to realize a week or two later that a discount code existed that could have gotten you 50% off the same item? When you learn about the existence of that code, how do you feel?
Never mind. I thought he'd be less misogynistic than Andrew Tate, but then he just compared women to clothing products.
Not very good, right? You may even have complained and tried to get the company to retroactively honor the code after the purchase. I've seen many women do that. And why do you do that? Because learning about the discount code actually changes your perception of the item that you bought. Whereas 2 weeks ago, you were more or less happy to pay full price for that piece of clothing, once you realize that you paid 100% more than you needed to, you can't look at the same item the same way again. It's not nearly as attractive and desirable as it once was. Why? Because it turns out you didn't actually underpay for something valuable, you overpaid for something cheap. And that
you were
is not a good feeling.
scammed.
So what does this have to do with sexual history and relationships? Well, a number of things. First of all, you have to understand that broadly speaking, there is a sort of arms race between men and women in the sexual marketplace. In a highly simplified version, it breaks down like this. Men are trying to get as much sex as possible from women for the least amount of time, energy, and money. And women are trying to get as much time, energy, and money from men for the least amount of sex. This is obviously an oversimplification, but there must be at least some truth to it because we typically don't see the roles reversed. So when a man is actually in a relationship with you, in that he's taking you out on dates and listening to your problems and meeting your family and taking you on trips and supporting you emotionally, in short, when he is heavily investing time, energy, and money into you, and then he learns that you fucked a guy that you met at a bar an hour ago and who ghosted you the next day, he's going to feel like you did when you found out about those discount codes. That is, he's going to feel like a total schmuck for overpaying for something that you were obviously willing to sell for a fraction of the price.
Don't you goddamn scam me. That's frustrating to a man. I don't care about, I didn't want to make the same mistake before, or I learned my lesson in the past. The fact that this is you, this is who you are, and then you choose to want to have a committing and loving relationship with me, that's not fair at all. We can still have that committed, loving relationship. Don't get it twisted. But oh man, why the cards have to be in your favor the entire time? You have to switch it up like that? I'm not going to just forget about this.
And I guarantee that will change the way he perceives you forever. So that's one part of the answer. The second part of the answer of why men care about a woman's sexual history is even more pragmatic. In general, to determine how people actually feel, it's far more accurate and reliable to examine what people do over and above what people say. The fact of the matter is that people can move their lips and say anything. They can say things like, I love you, or you're the best I've ever had, or I can't stop thinking about you. People can say whatever they want. And because of that, there's always the possibility of doubt as to whether or not the words actually reflect their felt experience and objective reality. Now, ladies, it's also true that you will do more in the bedroom with men you are more attracted to, with men you like more. When your attraction is high, you will make yourself more sexually available in every sense of those words, and you will willingly break the rules that you rigidly enforce for others. So if you put two and two together, you can see that learning about a woman's sexual history is a way for men to kind of confirm a woman's words with her actions and to determine how attracted a woman actually is to them. Why? Because if a man finds out that you did other things sooner or more frequently than you did or do with him, The reasonable conclusion that he is going to draw is that you are not as attracted to him as you have been to other men in your past, with whom you were willing and enthusiastic about doing those things. And this is also going to make him feel like a schmuck, because it's going to make him feel like you are settling for him. That's the second part. And if you combine those two parts, the result is a man who now feels that he's paying twice as much for half as much, which is not a great place to be.
And ladies, don't get started with the whole, oh, he's just being insecure thing. Maybe he is. You mean to tell me that you were willing to do XYZ in the bedroom with the supposed asshole narcissist that it didn't end up working out with? You're willing to do all that stuff with him, but with me, you're all timid about it. Yeah, with me, all of a sudden you don't want to do it anymore after you have a history of doing it. It is on record that you've done it before. So why stop now? That's what we're thinking. It's like conquering territory. Yes, I'm referring to you as land. Who gets the territory? And he was able to conquer more territory than I can. I don't give a rat's ass if I'm supposedly winning or that I have you currently. I don't give a rat's ass. I want to conquer all areas. What he conquered plus some. So don't make me feel like a schmuck for not knowing the cheat code, the access to get you to do something that you don't typically want to do. How does he know? And I don't know. Apparently we're in love, no? How is he winning? If you love me, if you're into me, how is he able to slut you out better than I can? The only thing that tells me is that you are more attracted to him than you are with me. I bet he had to do less to get you to do more. And right now I'm doing more and I'm receiving less from you.
How does this play out in my own personal life? Well, if I learn, for whatever reason, that a woman is not willing to be more sexually open, available, and freaky with me than I know she's been with the guy that she has been most attracted to in the past, then I just conclude that the relationship is not worth my time. This is not because I think I'm entitled to those things. I appreciate that I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and some
I'm
women will find
entitled
me
to
more
those
attractive
things.
than others. That is perfectly fine. I conclude that the relationship is not worth my time because I only want to be in a relationship with women who feel like I'm the best she's ever had, with women who are extremely attracted to me,
It's an
with
ego
women
thing.
who are enthusiastic and excited about being there.
Hell yeah.
That's the experience I'm looking for.